If you ever wondered how the Unknown would play as themselves in Dead by Daylight, look no further. I found out how. Hello everybody, Vigo's Shadow here, and welcome to the Killer Murder Methods. This is a guide to how to play exactly like how the killer would act in the entity's realm. In this video, we'll be playing as the Unknown, otherwise known as Folklore, because they really don't have a name. Nobody really knows about it. I'll be going over their power, the type of killer they are, their perks, and lastly, what they prioritize in order to play just like how they would. Alright, first let's go over the killer's power here. So it's called UVX, which is kind of unique. Some believed a specimen was recovered by the military for their experiments. The code name Unknown Venom X, so that makes sense. Press the power button to charge UVX. Once ready, press the attack button to launch UVX, a bouncing projectile which creates a blast area upon impact. Survivors become hindered by 6% if touched by the UVX while airborne. Did not know that one actually. Survivors touching the blast area will become weakened. Weakened survivors lose health states if touched by the blast areas. Survivors lose weakened by successfully staring down the Unknown. Now, the Unknown also has a special ability, which are hallucinations. The Unknown will intermittently create up to 4 hallucinations. Hallucinations cannot be created while charging UVX, performing interactions, or in proximity to map objects like hooks. Whenever survivors are touched by blast areas or otherwise become weakened, the next hallucination spawn time decreases by 10 seconds. The Unknown can teleport to hallucinations, leaving behind a temporary decoy. Survivors can remove hallucinations from the trial with the Dispel ability. Weakened survivors can take longer to dispel. If the spell is not completed, survivors become weakened and trigger killer instinct. Request for analysis, redacted. Incident, redacted. Waiting for approval. An excerpt from the leaked OSS report. Now, all this is pretty mysterious too, which I love that. I do like that fact that this is like a military experiment as well. So yeah, but that is the Unknown's power. Alright, so because of the killer's power, we now know the type of killer they are. I pulled up a reference image to showcase different types of killers, and for the Unknown, they actually fall into a couple categories here. But I'd say the main one is ranged. So because you have this UVX ability, you are constantly relying on that power to not only damage other survivors with the blast, but also to create hallucinations. So you get a lot of bonuses or benefits to using this UVX, because you get to spawn more of the hallucinations, or the spawn time will decrease by 10 seconds. So if the survivors get touched by blast areas. So, and then you can essentially become a mobility killer, because you're going to be able to teleport between these hallucinations, but that requires you to be a ranged killer at first. So yeah, his first thing is that he's a ranged killer for sure, no doubt. And then secondly, he's a mobility killer too, if he has those hallucinations up. Now it's time to review the Unknown's perks, and this might also give us a better indication on how the playstyle might go for the Unknown as well. So first, we have Unbound. Pain lingers in the air, an alluring aroma that excites the impulses. This perk activates for 30 seconds after a survivor becomes injured by any means. After vaulting a window, you gain 7% haste for 10 seconds. I heard it. Running. It was getting closer. Anonymous testimony, 9/9/1979. Alright, the next perk we have is Unforeseen. Terror takes many forms and whispers devastating lies in its victims' ears. When you perform the damage action on a generator, your terror radius transfers to the generator for 30 seconds, and its radius is set to 32 meters. You gain undetectable for that duration, then this perk goes on cooldown for 30 seconds. Mom, if you find this, I'm sorry. Final journal entry, 7/12/1991. And then we have Undone. Hope is the delusion that keeps its victims alive. That's crazy. When a survivor misses a healing or repair skill check, gain 3 tokens up to 30. When you perform the damage action on a generator, if you have any tokens, consume all of them. For each token consumed, the generator loses 1% total progress and becomes blocked for 1 second. Then, once the generator is unblocked, it starts regressing. Okay. The perk goes on cooldown for 60 seconds after that. Erratic behavior in the machinery could be related to redacted. Further testing required. OSS report 12/2/1943. All right. So actually, yeah, these perks are pretty fun, honestly. One of them is going to be a little bit of a stealth perk because you're going to be able to transfer your tear radius over on the gen, and then you're going to be able to be undetectable, which is nice. And that's part of I think that's part of what the Unknown is probably known for, is literally scaring the crap out of people. So definitely good that we have one of those perks like that in the kit. And we can chase them a little bit faster, and then there's a gen perk. So, you know, it's kind of a little bit of versatile with these perks. It's not all aimed towards one thing. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the priority. Next, we will delve into what the killer's priorities are. In Dead by Daylight, there are 4 categories. Within these categories, we can see what the killers deem a priority based on their personality within the bio, perks, and dialogue/quotes. I've already combed through a bunch of the lore in other places and found out the killer's priority focuses on the brutality/malicious category, and this is because of some of the quotes here. We don't get a much from the bio itself. I already combed through a little bit of that. This mainly talks about how the Unknown is like a major piece of folklore. It's like a legend, obviously, and then it talks about a lot of like different theories, people trying to investigate Greenville disappearances and many other people's disappearances as well because of this guy. So essentially what we have here is we have to go off of what the perks say. So we have pain lingers in the air, an alluring aroma that excites the impulses. So we're going to take that and run with it because essentially, you know, the Unknown likes to cause pain. So we're going to go with brutality there for that reason. And then it's this next one here. Terror takes many forms and whispers devastating lies in its victim's ear. So it's basically about scaring the absolute shit out of everyone. So we're going to be trying to do that this trial for sure. And then we have hope is the delusion that keeps its victims alive. So yeah, definitely causing a bunch of suffering, pain, and that is like not even killing them because people have reported they've seen the Unknown as well. So it's not like we have to kill everyone because if we leave people alive, especially like when it happened in his realm, like his own realm, not the entity's realm, people thought it was just folklore. It was fake when people were to report it. So yeah, essentially that's what we're doing with the priority. It's just going to be causing a bunch of suffering and terror. All right, so before we get into our match here, we're going to go over a little bit of a recap here. So we're going to mainly be playing the Unknown as a ranged killer because of the UVX power, mainly because it's going to also damage survivors as well as leave hallucinations behind. So the more that we use that, the more hallucinations can spawn up, the more we could teleport to them. And we're going to be mainly focusing on our priority, which is going to be causing a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, and then scaring people as much as we can. This is what this killer is known for. Not necessarily killing them, although he is responsible for a large number of disappearances. People have reported even seeing them. So just the fact that he's a piece of folklore, that just how mysterious he is, and just the thought of him and scaring people is enough for him as well. So yeah, that's what we're going to mainly be going off of, just causing a lot of pain, suffering, and we're probably going to, if we don't kill him in this trial, we're probably going to kill him in the next. All right, let's get right into our match. All right, we are playing as the Unknown on Blood Lodge Autohaven Wreckers. Now, our goal is to scare just the absolute shit out of anyone we see. So we're going to try to do that with our hallucinations and some of our perks here as well. So far, nothing. Okay, yep, there was somebody here. All right, nice. We get him on that. Let's go ahead and hit him. Alright, we get them. Alright, nice. I did not expect them to actually lay down the pallet, so we get them there. Especially since they were like that. Okay, that's the closest hook. I was like hoping that there was something close by. They're already doing Blood Lodge itself. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a bad loop, by the way. Very bad loop. Let's go ahead at least hit this. Transfer our Terror Radius this gen. And let's see if we could find any other survivors to scare. They get him. Alright, they're running away. Wow, okay. Nice. Something in here. Can we scare him? Yeah, they did not expect that. Alright. Just damage this gen. Get it regressing for us. Okay, Yui's over here. Oh, okay. She did not expect us to be right there. Ah, we're going to have to go ahead and bank this off. Okay. Ah, we miss. So she might actually be able to... Yeah, she might be able to... Let's go ahead and vault this. Just to go for it. Okay, we do catch her here. Alright. And then we get her there. We might as well play it safe with what we can do. We'll go ahead and give her a good old hook. And we'll... Ooh! No! They get the blind on me, even though I'm facing objects. It's just those little bits of gaps that makes no sense for me. Alright, we do get her back on the rebound, though. So at least we had that. Ah, man, it missed. Just barely missed, man. We suffer such a detriment from getting blinded like that. Yeah, she probably vaults this. No, she greeds it. Yeah, then she gets that. Alright. Wonder if there's any more flashlight play in effect here. We're gonna just try. Okay, that's the flashlighter. You're gonna get hit for that, for sure. That really caused a huge detriment to me, so props for Meg for actually doing that. We get 2 hooks, but we lost quite a bit of gens, so let's go ahead and put this on there. I think they cleared my hallucinations, the ones that I did have. Okay, yeah, they're making some a lot of headway with the gens actually right now. Like I said, that blind messed me up. Okay, let's see if we could try to get Meg here without having too much. Yeah, there we go. We at least do a little bit of a juke there. Some well-needed retribution. I think they have, honestly, the best gen spread that they could. Let's just go here. Yeah. Not much I could really do here. Nice. Okay, they're staying injured, though. A lot of them are staying injured. We're just going to pick up and do as much as we can there. To make them think that we're still at the hook by doing this. Get a lot of value out of that. Okay, that actually, this Nia right here is the main offender. Where'd she go? There she is. We actually injure her, nice. If we could do that again, that'd be great. Nice, we get her down here. This is the one that got us, I'm sure. Alright, let's see if we can go back to our hallucination. Disrupt what Bill has over there. And a heal, potentially. Okay. We're gonna just go for him. We will just go for him. We're facing a wall now. Okay. Alright, we get a death at least. We're at least aiming for that, since we don't have too much of gens. Okay, we actually get that back really quickly and nice. Very nicely. Oh, I hear her. Where'd she go? Ooh, okay, nice. Okay. Alright. We still get a chase with Nia here. We're gonna watch ourselves a little bit, because we don't want to waste too much time. Okay, we created a hallucination there. Not bad. Okay, let's just keep throwing one down here. They are, I was gonna say, they are definitely around. Let's just go ahead and try to at least chase them here. Okay, that one did not go as planned. Let's at least try. Okay, never mind. They get us here. Stun hurts. That's alright, though. Okay, we got him right there at least. We can keep him pinned. Oh, damn, they evade that. Well, they did a pretty good job evading that. If I could just hit them... Okay, we're good. We don't need anything else. Oh, wow, I thought this was going to be way more progressed than what I initially thought. Okay, we actually damage that generator and block it for a considerable amount of time. Want some candy? Oh, that's great. You gonna say they mate? Yeah, they're definitely injured. They were injured. They're here. Okay, we get them here. I'm not sure if there's anybody around, but we'll pick them up anyway, regardless. We did block that generator and used, what's that perk called? Undone. We used Undone on that generator and got quite a bit of use out of that. They were both on it. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Okay, we actually hit them here. They went for the save. Good to know that. Nice. Still got them here. They're probably a little bit concerned about the hallucination there. Alright, let's go ahead and give them the good old hook here. Alright, we're doing pretty good, especially on our last gen here. Making it count where it really matters. And with one already gone, that helps a lot. Is this unforeseen? Yeah, unforeseen is what we have active here. It's hard to remember all the names for them. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to this. Nice. Okay. Let's give them a little bit of deep wounds, and then... I think we can afford a little bit of a chase with Nia, so let's see if what we can do here. At least injure her, that'd be nice. Ah, she evades it, nice. Still have the shack pallet up? No. Alright, let's see. Okay, we should just go ahead and go back. Alright, yeah, they knew what was going on. Nice. Still got Yui. They're going to go back to shack, though. Nice. We injure her here. We might actually have her pinned. Dang. Alright, let's just go ahead and knock this. Let's go to this generator here. Yep. Damn, she evaded that one, too. Oh, she got that done right in front of my face. Okay, let's just go ahead and knock this. Where'd they go now? Let's just go to this gate. Oh, wow. They did not expect that. Alright, cool. I'm glad we actually had one near the gate, too. Thought they were going to go ahead and vault that. Okay. We get them here. Not bad. They were barely started on this one, too. Alright. I think they... Yeah, I was going to say, I think they get the other exit gate here. No shot. They don't. Yeah, she protects him to get out. Yeah. Then they both get out. Not bad. 2 of them got out, and then 2 of them I killed. With 1 on death hook as well. Not bad. Honestly, pretty decent match for what we had. Let's see. I think we activated most of the perks, if not all of them. We had Unbound that activated quite a bit there. This perk activates for 30 seconds after a survivor becomes injured by any means. After vaulting a window, you gain 7% haste. I think we have done that. We were able to activate Unbound. Unforeseen, we had a lot of value there, and we were able to spook a couple of survivors. And then we had Undone. We actually had Undone actually activate, because whenever a survivor misses a healing or repair skill check, you gain 3 tokens up to 30. So it's just praying that the survivors are bad enough to where they don't hit the skill checks, which is kind of crazy. You kind of need other perks to kind of help that one, honestly, like Unnerving Presence or something like that. So I'm surprised we even got Undone to activate in the trial. So we got actually all 3 of these perks to activate at least once within the trial. And we were able to get a couple scares in there as well by teleporting around to our hallucinations. Either way, that is how you play the unknown. Thanks for watching. Vigo, signing off.